very common and popular and relevant saying, which is that you can't see the picture when you're inside the frame. And what he said is when people get confused or the reason they become the best and they get the results is because they always work on the basic fundamentals. While most people see problems, entrepreneurs, they see opportunities. Confusion is a thing that entrepreneurs and business people go through quite a lot. It's when you have a problem, but the problem is persistent and it keeps coming up. It's the same thing over and over and over again. So there's two podcasts I listened to which is really kind of made me do a lot of thinking. The first one, as I said, was Coach Burt. He's going to be appearing in our podcast, Weekly Business Talk, shortly, and he talked about confusion.
I did a podcast called How to Eliminate Confusion in Your Life and in Your Business, and it really got me thinking about the confusion of priority. Confusion of the most important things you should be focusing on every day. See, all opportunity is not equal. What you need to be focusing on is your biggest opportunities. So start reorienting your time to the biggest value of that time, or what I would say the highest value of that time. Quit fishing for bluegills and start fishing for blue marlins. Eliminate that confusion.
He spoke about how business in his eyes is very similar to sport. And his sport is basketball, and he talked about the very top basketball players. And what he said is when people get confused or the reason they become the best and they get the results is because they always work on the basic fundamentals. What he went on to talk about, which I can relate to, is that there is also certain basics within business. And to be a top business, you need to make sure that on a daily basis or on a regular basis, you're making sure that your basics are on point. Hiring people and managing people is a real skill. Finding a needle in a haystack, because when there is so much talent out there, but also that there is so many people out there that do not care for their work, you need to apply certain tactics, you need to take a certain attitude towards it. You need to put targets in place for yourself. Sure, through time, and you can learn things, you can read books, watch things, pick up tips, and then actually implement them. Shit, that didn't work. In fact, alter it and change it slightly. Then you get better at it as time goes on, because you start to develop, have an understanding of what empathy is, or the difference between empathy and so your whole emotional intelligence. The relationship between that leader and those people is where emotional intelligence really comes into its own. So that leader needs to have a complete and deep understanding of themselves, their skills, their weaknesses, and how to control themselves, and when they need to sort of step up, the pressure on people to do so, and discipline someone to make sure that it's done in the right way, in a controlled way, and be able to balance how and when, how much pressure you should put on a staff member. Thereafter, one of the other things is having an understanding of knowing the difference between branding and sort of marketing and actually advertising. Business is just a group of people running around doing things and generate sales, generate money. You generate more inquiries, you'll generate your bottom line. It's simple as that. So you need to have an understanding of the difference between branding and advertising. And then how do we actually get clients into the pipeline, into our funnel? If you can't generate brand awareness, if you can't get attention, if you can't get people through the door, and you don't understand the different elements of that, you are royally fucking screwed. So generating leads, branding versus advertising, social media or marketing as a whole, what's good, what's not, what do you need to look for a return on investment, and what do you have to just put down to brand awareness, because branding doesn't directly affect income, but what it does is it strengthens your advertising sort of capabilities. Your metrics get improved by how good your brand is. People hone their craft and then they turn it into a business, and they don't know the business fundamentals, and it's took me a long time, and by no means do I have all of them nailed down. There is still times where I struggle with certain aspects of it, because it's like, business is not something you either know or you don't know. A business is something that you gain through time. like the knowledge and the experience, and experience is not just all about age, it's just literally about learning, going through sort of a situation and learning from it. That's experience. You can have experiences every single week, and after 6 months you've got so much experience, it's unbelievable. Some other people take 10 years to go through the same things that you go through as a small business. As long as you have self-awareness and you can reflect back on them, you can start to change and mould yourself into a better human being, but also better business person. So that was my huge challenge. Put me in a sales situation in front of salespeople. I went from salesperson to sales manager, starting a business. I'm a very good salesperson, but I'm now having to run a business. I now need to deal with things I've never had to deal with. And this is the thing. I thought I knew what I was doing was right. I was taking certain people's advice, but unfortunately it was the wrong advice. And experience really did cost me. But I'm so glad it did, because the lessons I learned from it was incredible. But you get to a stage where you realise that as an entrepreneur, as a business person, you need to get the basic foundations right. I'm sure lots of business people go through this. This is what business is. It's like a sport. You get challenges, you come up against good competition, and you've got to deal with it, and you have the biggest competition of all, which is yourself. It's never ending. That's just the way it is. So I feel like we've taken a step up, and it's presenting you problems and opportunities as well. And we now need to step up to those problems and opportunities.